Now from your Weather Authority, here is your weekend weather, sponsored by Pack Saddle Barbecue.
We saw some fairly cool temperatures last night into those lower 70s for those overnight lows, and then back into those 80s, 90s, and into those triple digits once again for our afternoon highs, continuing that trend of seeing those above average temperatures. Average for these summer days being 99 degrees, and we saw that afternoon high today reach 102. While we're still just a little bit below reaching any of those records, we're going to continue to stay in these triple digits over these next several afternoons, still seeing those warm temperatures across the Concho Valley. Even going into the nighttime, we're starting to cool down, but still in those 80s. And it's 10 p.m. We're still seeing 88 degrees downtown San Angelo, 52 for that dew point. That humidity fairly dry out there, only sitting at 29%. And those winds have shifted. We're seeing them out of the south now, and they've calmed down a little bit as well, seeing them only at 7 miles per hour. And a pretty odd thing to look at. That temperature change map from what we saw at this time last night, we're seeing actually some fairly similar temperatures. A lot of places for those northern parts of the Concho Valley actually staying the exact same as what they saw at this time last night. A lot of those no changes, but looking off towards the west, that's when you actually transition into some of those decreasing places with a couple of degrees cooler than what we saw at this time yesterday. And actually looking at those current temperatures, seeing almost all 80s out there, just 190 holding off in Sonora. The rest of us into those 80s. We'll all kind of continue to cool down over these next several hours, getting back into those 70s for those overnight lows. But even looking at the entire state, seeing a mix of those 80s as well as those 90s. 91 out in Waco, 89 Wichita Falls, seeing those cooler temperatures off towards the north. 83 in Amarillo, 89 in Midland, as well as 86 in Fort Stockton. 94 in El Paso, seems to be just a little bit warmer there, as well as 91 in San Antonio and 90 in Laredo. So still seeing the mix of those 90s and 80s back here in San Angelo for these next 12 hours. We'll continue to cool down and gradually dropping a couple of degrees every hour. Back to those 70s for those overnight lows, into those mid 70s, and then quickly warming back up tomorrow morning, in for another warm afternoon tomorrow. That forecast for tonight, it'll be a fairly calm night. 75 for those overnight lows and mostly clear. A couple of clouds could be throughout the sky. Winds out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And tomorrow, a very similar afternoon to what we saw today. 102 for that afternoon high. Very sunny, though. Could be seeing some of those clouds start to form into the area through those later afternoon hours. Winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that daily planner for your Sunday as you're finishing up your weekend. Again, the cooler part of the day being 8 a.m. when you're waking up. Those very clear skies. Getting to noon, that's when we'll be seeing a couple of clouds start to form into the area. Mostly sunny skies continuing, though already into those 90s. And then closer to those afternoon highs, 4 p.m., that's when we'll be close to our peak heating. We'll see those triple digits southeasterly winds at 10 miles per hour. And still seeing mostly sunny skies even as you're finishing up your Sunday, looking ahead to your work week. And those triple digits, they're just not going anywhere. We'll see a little bit of an increase through the beginning of the week, but triple digits are here to stay.